Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nay. If you are returning, welcome back. So in today's video, I just kind of want to speak from my heart. Normally I try to have like points and things written down to refer to, but I feel like this video is kind of something that I've been pondering on and things like that. I don't know how short or how long this video will be, so just be patient with me, please. Um, and I feel like the title of this video, I feel like 2026 is the year of gardening. I really do. I think that this is the year that we all need to start gardening. If you've thought about gardening, go ahead and do it. No. I just think that, with everything that's going on and systems seem like they are breaking or they are broken already. I just think that, that this is the year that we all need to start gardening and having independence and having, yeah, like just independence, like just be able to be a little bit more self-reliant than relying on other people, other systems, and things like that. I think that we need to grow our own food. Point blank simple. Like if else out of this video, it would be to grow your own food. Because there's a lot of disease going around. And it's because of what is in our food, but especially fresh produce, like what is sprayed on our food. And like I think that, gardening should bring you the freshest of fresh produce. You know what I mean? Like I think that you should get, good quality food. But that's not what you get. At least not here in America. In other countries, they have farmers markets and things like that, and they're really not worried about quantity, they're worried about quality. Where here in America, we are worried about quantity over quality for sure. That is something that I just feel like isn't necessary. I just think that we as a system, we as a country, there's not a lot of care in our food. And I am a culinary major, so for me, like, food is such a big deal. And that is a reason why, like, I'm so glad I really got into gardening last year, because I I prefer top quality food. Like I don't like eating anything that's like below the standard. And I don't want to sound like a snob or anything, because I'm not. But like I just think like whatever we are consuming in our bodies, I think that that should be top quality. I think that should be top notch. Like why is it that we have so many farmers and so many like commercial, whatevers in the world, and we can't even get lettuce without pesticides that can cause cancer? You know what I mean? Like just stuff like that. So like when I hear things like lettuce having a whole bunch of pesticides on it, or like linked back to like feces and stuff on it, like why is that when salad greens are so easy to grow? You know what I mean? Like I just think that the things that we think are hard, they really aren't. They just take a time and patience. And some people may say, I don't have the time. Well, you have time for what you make for. You know what I mean? Like for me, I didn't think I had time to start making videos, but now I make time to do those things. And like especially when it comes to quality of life with food, I just think that food is much more than food. Like food can be an experience, food can be memories, food can be you know, like all these things, like it's not just food. Food comes with a lot. Like we have family dinners and things like that, or like, you remember food from like a date, or like from having like a party with your friends or something like that. Like food brings people together. So why is the lack of quality of the food such a problem? And I just think that, gardening should be for everybody. And I think that when it comes to gardening, that the community aspect of gardening needs to really come back into play. Because if, I have space to garden, but, one of my closest friends don't have space to garden, or doesn't, I'm sorry, one of my closest friends doesn't have space to garden, then why am I not trying to help out my friend who doesn't have space? I think that, between just growing food in yards, we should have a lot more community gardens. I think a community garden would be a great space, and just help each other out. Like, especially like if you have the space, then do it. You know what I mean? And for those who don't think, oh, I don't have a whole bunch of land, I don't have a backyard, I don't have anything, get containers, get a grow bag, get green stock. Like your cheaper options are grow bags and containers. And I think that that's something that you really should think about. I want to link my TikTok down below, because I've made videos about small space gardening and whatnot, because I think it's so prevalent, because a lot of people just don't think that they can garden because they don't have the space. You can garden. You may not have as much room, but you can most definitely just grow something. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever your family eats a lot of, just grow that one thing. Just start with that. And I think if you start with that, you'll feel more empowered about food. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that, people don't think that they can garden, and that's not true. You just have to work with what you have to garden. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm sorry. If you are more about aesthetics than you are about food, this is not the time to think about that. And if anybody sees this, I know it's no shade. It's none of that. But it's just being realistic. You know what I mean? Like, if you are more worried about aesthetics over food, then you might need to reevaluate. Because right now, the times that we are in, I think gardening is going to be an essential part of how people eat. I'm not even going to hold you. I think gardening is going to be the thing that keeps people fed. Outside of meat, if you have land to raise your own meat, that's cool. A lot of us don't. What you can do is you can grow vegetables. You can learn how to preserve. You can learn how to can. You can learn how to dehydrate. Like, you can learn a lot when it comes to food. But I just think that, this is not the time to worry about a lot. I think more than anything, this is the year that we are going to have to establish gardens in order to survive. And I don't want to scare anybody when I say that, but just seeing the broken systems and things like that, I just think that this is the year of gardening. And like, that's just been constantly like on my heart for the last like maybe month or so. This is going to be the year of gardening. This is going to be also the year of us coming together as a community to feed each other, to support each other, to lean on one another, to be there for one another. I just think that now, more than any time, this is the year. And if you don't have the ability to garden, maybe support somebody that you know that can garden. Maybe help them out with like cost here and there, so that way, you'll be able to get produce, and be like, hey, I don't have the space, but I would love if you could grow something for me and my family too. Here's a little bit of money to help with whatever you need. Just collaborating and coming together is what we are going to have to do. Community and growing, they go hand in hand. Outside of gardening, growing as a community is something that is going to happen. But if we're talking about like realistically like growing food, that is something that's also going to happen. We are going to have to come together as a community and help each other grow food. If you're able to keep animals on your or on your land, then maybe ask like, hey, if I help out with this, that, and the third, could I keep some animals for my family for us to raise, and then do whatever you want to do after that. I just think that's crucial. So I don't know if any of this makes sense. Like I said, I didn't script out this video, but it was just on my heart to share that this is the year of gardening. This is the year of community. This is the year of coming together and seeing how we can help each other out, because now more than ever is that crucial time of us banding together. Because I'm sorry, if you don't have your community, you don't have anybody. And your community could be your family, your community could be your friends, your community could be people at church, people that you work with. Whatever your community looks like, this is the time to come together as a community. But I think that to drive this all home, I just think that 2026 is the year of gardening, because we need to eat. Okay? And that's just in general. We need to eat. But why not have good quality food for us to eat that can come out of your garden? And with everything that's going on in the world right now, I just think that gardening is going to be an essential part. It's going to be crucial. It is something that we are going to have to rely on. It's still going to be a hobby, but I think like more than ever, like it's going to be something that we are going to heavily rely on. And if you're not aware, there's a group or two gardeners that are on YouTube, Megan and Dagny. I will link their podcast episode about how like growing food is power, and I think that is a video that should be referenced after watching this one, because they made some good points. But like that right there kind of just told me like what I was feeling in my heart is just something, that was basically, what's the word? It was confirmed. There we go. It was confirmed basically, like how I was feeling was confirmed. So I'll link that video. I hope that this will reach people. I hope that, people understand what I'm trying to say, because sometimes I feel like when I talk, it just doesn't make sense, especially when there's nothing like scripted out. But I just really wanted to come to you all from my heart and just kind of share something that was weighing heavy on my heart. So yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please comment down below if you are going to start a garden, if you've been thinking about starting a garden, what's been holding you back. And my last point, I promise you, my last point is, you don't need the perfect conditions, just grow something. If again, like that's, if you don't take anything else from this video besides the point I made earlier, that would be it. You don't need the perfect conditions. You don't need the perfect conditions. Just start growing something. And I promise you, little by little, things will help out. I'll put some things in the description for container gardening specifically, but again, you can also look at my TikTok, which will also be linked down below. I'll put down grow bags. I'll put down green stocks, and depending on when I post this video, green stock is having a sale right now, so I would take full advantage of that. So that way you can get a planter that is within a 2 feet square space, and you can grow a lot of food in that 2 feet of square space. So I will link that down below. And yeah, but yeah, please comment, subscribe, like the video, and I hope to see you on my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.